dialogue about issues related to diversity. Additionally, the Diversity and Inclusivity Chair should work to raise awareness and respect for diversity in the Scripps community and to encourage community solidarity within Scripps and beyond. So we have Nick.
Good afternoon all. My name is Nereida Montes, or you can call me Nere. This speech is going to sound a little silly and sappy at first, but it'll be my most honest thoughts throughout the whole night. I could tell you all that I wanted to run for Diversity and Inclusivity Chair because I envision a campus where students of all backgrounds and identities are accepted and embraced, or that I wanted to see institutions like Scripps execute their commitment to diversity and inclusivity not only on paper, but through direct administration and social action. And yes, both of those are reasons for why I'm running. But my true motivation for running is my friend Emily, the current Diversity and Inclusivity Chair, who doesn't know I'm doing this out of admiration for her, and she's somewhere back there, so don't tell her, she probably already knows. I got lost. Oh, okay. Yes, this is the silly and sappy part of my speech because I will mention how much I look up to Emily. Throughout the year, I have seen how Emily has done great things for this campus, and now that she is leaving, I want to continue her great work. My current involvement with Café con Leche has allowed me to work closely with Clorox family and ASP, as well as being able to establish communication with SCORE and SCORE interns. This will help me to continue the work Emily has been doing in keeping the interests and concerns of underrepresented communities a part of the conversation. My involvement here will help me to facilitate conversations of diversity and inclusivity with administration and SAS in an effort to build community and solidarity. I will commit to work without rest to amplify the voice and recognition of the underrepresented communities of Scripps so that they are always heard and never ignored. 10 seconds. So with that said, when you vote, remember to vote for me. I am the best and only candidate for the job. Thank you, and vote for Tara Parto too.
So our next position is the Student Union Chair. And the purpose of the Student Union Chair is to ensure that the Student Union is inviting, aesthetically pleasing, and fully functioning. So our first candidate is Minju.
Thank you so much for coming out. This is like a really big crowd. Well done. My name is Minju Kim, and I'm a sophomore and an upcoming junior. And I'm the current Student Union Chair, and I just love SAS so much that I decided to run again. And it seems that I just can't let it go. I just want to briefly go over things that I've done for SAS and for the Scripps community this year. The first thing that I've done was to reinvent the rental locker system. And the second thing was to decrease any unnecessary budget from my budget and to use that budget for something that the Scripps College could need. And also one thing that I really wanted to do was to bring more awareness to the space, and I think that's something that we really succeeded this year. Thanks to all the fellow SAS members, I think we really got the people to come into the Student Union more and to utilize the space, so thank you so much. And one thing that I really want to do once re-elected is to bring in a professional interior designer and to reevaluate the space so we can make this a more aesthetically pleasing place for everyone. And another thing I want to do is to follow up with the conversation that we've been having with the technology department and getting new computers, new printers, because we all know the printer in here just sucks and we need a new one. And another thing that I really want to do is to reestablish a student union committee, because I realize I cannot do this job alone, and I need someone there checking the printers when it's not working and to find any errors that I might need to look into. And shout out to people who emailed me saying that there was no paper on the printer. I really needed to hear that. Thank you for keeping myself on my toes at all times. And I just really would like to really appreciate your support in the election. I love SAS and I really want to continue doing it. Thank you so much.
we have Nancy.
Alright, hello everyone. I'm Nancy and I want to be the Student Union Chair. I'm a junior studying Science, Technology, and Society along with creative writing. Through my leadership as the Keck Science Student Liaison to Scripps and my leadership in the Scripps Voice, the SAS Senate, Café con Leche, I have shown that I have what it takes to get things done. My accomplishments include developing and planning the first ever welcoming event for Keck Science first years and restructuring Socializing with Scientists. In addition, I have been heavily involved with planning and writing the Diversity and Inclusivity Strategic Plan. Currently, I'm in conversations with Amy Marcus Newhall and Dean Hansen on curriculum planning, developing safe and inclusive spaces for everyone. So now, enough about me, and let's talk about the Student Union. I do wish to continue Minju's work. I love this space and I admire it because it was advocated for and run by students. I see the Student Union as being in a constant state of renovation and innovation based on our student evaluation. As Student Union Chair, my main commitment will be in making sure that it is a place that all of you would want to be in. This is by doing extensive surveys and making sure that this is what you want. It will be my priority to make sure that the Student Union runs smoothly and making sure that, of course, the printer is working, or like you said, finding new resources, maybe a copy machine. I will make sure that the snacks in the vending machine are the ones you want. With me, the Student Union will also be open up to student art to make sure, again, aesthetically it is based on what you would want. I will make sure to balance the needs of the space so that the space serves the diverse needs of studying, hosting meetings and snacks, and of course the Be Heard forums. Thank you for the opportunity for having me serve the student body. I will also be here on Wednesday from 10:30 to 1, so you can come in with any questions that you have about me. Thank you once more for the opportunity for being the Student Union Chair. Thank you.
So next we have treasurers, and the purpose of the co-treasurers is to oversee the finances of SAS, to promote transparency and ethical use of student fees, and to familiarize the student body with the means of securing funds for activities. So we have Michelle and Caroline.
Hi, I'm Michelle.
And I'm Caroline.
And we would like to represent you as SAS co-treasurers. We practice that a lot.
So a brief introduction, we're both junior economics majors with coursework in accounting, corporate finance, and industrial organization. From our classes, we gained the technical skills to work with the SAS accountant and address budgetary issues. We know how to balance the books as well as the things that go into balancing a budget.
And we're also really involved on campus. I'm the Wilbur RA. I'm also the student representative to the Board of Trustees Finance Committee, and I'm also a SCORE intern.
I'm currently a small group leader with 3CIV, an IT consultant to faculty in the IT department on campus, and a board member in the Student Investment Fund.
Some of our goals for next year is to represent student interests in the budget process, make sure that we're accessible to all student groups on campus, and break down financial jargon so that normal students can understand what's really going on the budget process, increase transparency, be timely in getting funding paperwork back to students, and forward concerns about diversity and inclusivity as student leaders on SAS. We look forward to serving you. Thank you.
Great, so now we're on to secretary, and the purpose of the secretary is to relay information from SAS to the Scripps student body, facilitate internal communication among EB and PB members, as well as archive SAS and notable student history. So our first candidate is Ari.
My name's Ari. First, I just want to let you know that I'm supposed to be at work, which is why I ran in. I'm going to run out. But I'm Ari. I'm a music major. I'm pre-med, and most importantly, I'm running for SAS secretary. So I just quickly wanted to let you know, one, why SAS, why secretary. and then some of my goals for next year if elected. When I first came to Scripps, I think like many people, SAS did seem pretty inaccessible, and not really until this year with all the dialogues on campus about transparency and about SAS accountability was I aware of, one, how impactful SAS is as a group, but also how important it is that we feel that SAS effectively represents us, accurately represents us, and also that we feel like our ideas are being shared and our concerns and our needs are being met. And so as secretary, I would kind of serve as a liaison between the students and SAS, and you cannot have accurate representation without having transparent and effective communicator in between. So that would be my role. And I would do this by continuing Molly's awesome work on the website, by always posting the minutes, and then also I would like to have synopses of the weekly meetings. So if you don't have time to look over like the somewhat cumbersome minutes sometimes, then you could just read a quick paragraph on what was happening, what's on the horizon, SAS actions for that week. Also, I would want to have office hours, so if you wanted to just come in and quickly see what's going on with SAS or just share some ideas in person, I would like to do that as well. So, thank you.
And then our next candidate is Cherish.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming tonight. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Cherish Molazan and I'm a first year here at Scripps. I'm here tonight because I want to tell you how I could best serve you as your SAS secretary. So, I'd first like to tell you a bit about the secretarial position. It's not about grandeur or like throwing elaborate events. My duty is to relay SAS information to the student body, and by various means such as Molly's great website or the minutes that I would have to post all the time. And most of all, being a successful secretary is about being responsive, reliable, and readily available. And I know that from my SAS experience and my other experience on campus, I'm able to do just that. So when I arrived at Scripps, I began competing on a mock trial team, which has proven itself to be an incredibly time-intensive process. And in order to fulfill what's necessary on the team to be, I guess, an effective member and just a good teammate, you have to be punctual, organized, and flexible. And these are things that I definitely exemplify. Additionally, this year I served on 4 SAS committees, elections, large events, judicial and academic review, and media and publicity. So I have all of that experience, both since those are programming board and executive board committees. I have knowledge about SAS. I know what's necessary to represent the student body. And lastly, I have the capability of providing a fresh new perspective and the enthusiasm as a first-year student with experience on campus. So lastly, as secretary, I would have to be a liaison for the student body and also the administration. I have experience doing just that. Currently, I'm the communications intern in the Dean of Students office, so I'm a liaison for the student body, and I know how to, I guess, convey what Scripps students need and keep this awareness in mind. As secretary, I promise that I can uphold this transparency by...
Sorry, she said time.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, you had 10.
Cherish the moment, vote for Cherish.
Okay, so next we have the clerk's chair, and the purpose of the clerk's chair is to represent clerk interests to Sarlo staff, address related concerns to SAS, and facilitate communication between clerks at Scripps and the Claremont colleges. So our candidate is Nicole.
Hi everyone, thank you for being here tonight. I'm a little sick, so please bear with me. I'm also the only person running, so... I'm kidding. I just wanted to talk a little bit about why the position of clerk's chair. During the course of the year, I think it's become increasingly clear to me that there's a community-wide communication problem happening at all levels at Scripps. And I think our clerks here represent very special points of view, and I also think that unless we're making a conscious effort to engage with all those points of view, that we're not doing our job well enough on SAS. Scripps is not perfect, and I don't think it will ever be. I also think that perfection is a fruitless goal, but I think it's important that we're always striving to be better, and I think a large part of us being better is us really reaching out and actively learning about the things that matter and are important to a multitude of different students on this campus. I would love to attend a Scripps where everyone from Cafe Con Leche to the Ocean Initiative Club feels like they have a liaison with SAS, someone who genuinely listens and shares their concerns and who can effectively communicate those concerns to SAS. I don't think it will be easy, but I welcome that challenge. As a wise man, Lil Wayne once said, I don't need it to be easy, I just need it to be worth it. No. But honestly, I think the position requires a lot of diligence, but I feel prepared for that, and I'm excited to serve as your clerk chair next year.
So next we have the Judicial and Academic Review Chair. And so the purpose of JARC is to educate students about the judicial and academic processes and oversee the student judicial processes in conjunction with the Dean of Student Staff. The JARC also represents the interests of students by serving as the student representative on the Committee for Academic Review. So our first candidate for JARC is Alex.
Hi everybody, my name is Alex April and I'm a rising senior here at Scripps majoring in sociology. And basically I'm running to be your judicial and academic review chair because I want to keep all of you on campus engaged academically and judicially through all of these processes. So through my personal experiences, listening to the current JARC and listening to you guys at your listening to you guys at your doors this past week, I really noticed some changes that I want to implement next year. So to give you examples, second semester of my first year, I was offered a position to be a staffer under President Obama, which was awesome. But it came during finals week when I was dealing with finals, moving out and thinking, oh my gosh, like I don't know the process of what to do right now, who to talk to, and will I even be able to like graduate on time? Am I gonna have to overload? What am I gonna have to do? And you know, it was a really stressful process, and if I had known that there was someone like JARC to help me through this or be a resource, it would have been a lot more helpful and a lot more stressful. So I want to make sure that students who in the future have questions on their schedules or anything like that have an open resource who knows the hours and knows the resources that I would have for all of you to be less stressed and be able to achieve everything that you can here at Scripps. And I did also talk to students, as I said, door to door, and I noticed that a lot of students had thought about applying for the academic petitions, had like put a little work into it, but then was like, I don't know if it's worth it, or they had filled it out and not turned it in because they weren't sure if they would be able to get it. And I want to facilitate a process where I help you out, make you feel more comfortable filling it out, and then advocate for you on the Committee of Academic Review along with deans and faculty to ensure that it will be accepted and that you will be able to receive all the opportunities here at Scripps. So with my experience, dedication, and passion for Scripps, I want to ensure that all of you get the most out of your Scripps Liberal Arts education. So remember, vote Alex April for JARC. It's April, vote for April.
Next up is Emma.
Hi everyone, my name is Emma Houston for those of you who don't know, and obviously I'm running for Judicial and Academic Review Chair. First off, thank you for all of you for coming tonight. I know it's a really busy week, and so it's really cool that you're all here. So just to give a little background on myself, I'm a current first year. I'm from Davis, California, and I'm dual majoring in math and econ. Over the course of these last 2 semesters, I've really enjoyed being a hall senator for Clark. And in this coming year, I want to take a larger role in SAS to serve this amazing community that I loved since first visiting. I know that there isn't a single student perspective, but rather each of us have our own. And for this reason, I feel I can only represent all of you on the Committee of Academic Review, the Judicial Board, and on the Executive Board of SAS if I make it my first priority to listen to your variety of perspectives. I will always be open to feedback from you, whether you see me in the dining hall or walking to the water fountain. I want you to know I will always be willing to and happy to hear what you have to say. I learned about the judicial process this year as a member of the Peer Advocates Committee on the Senate. And if elected as Judicial and Academic Review Chair, I would be sure to answer all your questions about the judicial process. As well, as many of you who have completed petitions know, it can be a confusing process at times. So I want to become a resource for you all as you fill out the petitions. I would talk to the registrar about having my contact information by where you pick up petitions in case you have questions, continue office hours, and hold short information sessions for different types of petitions, whether off-campus study, thesis, internship credit, etc. And finally, I promise to be dedicated to this position and to serving our community. People tend to say they'll give it 110%, but as a math major, I know that's a statistical impossibility. But I do promise to give Judicial and Academic Review Chair my all. So remember to vote Emma Knudsen for Judicial and Academic Review Chair. Thanks for your time.
To write this speech, I knew what I wanted to mean, but I didn't exactly know what I wanted to say. So then I started to think about how it's April and it's time that the high school seniors are thinking about where they want to go to college. So I thought back to when I decided to go to Scripps, and I thought about like the small size, the intelligent, open-minded women, the desire to create change, and those were all things that I wanted to be part of. Coming here, I couldn't be happier with my choice. I'm constantly reminded of the great environment I get to live in every day. I see and I'm part of supportive relationships fostered by students and the constant desire to grow. Even just in the past year, I've seen so many students working for change. Not because they think that what we have is bad, but because they believe that we can build on what we already have to create something even better. Ultimately, this is why I'm running for Judicial and Academic Review Chair. I've been involved with SAS this past year as a Clark Senator, and have seen how many students at a small school can have such a large impact. I see how the Judicial and Academic Review position can grow to fit the ever-changing demands of the student body. We need a student government that's not elusive and exclusive, but transparent and accessible like the SAS members this year have worked for. The role of Judicial and Academic Review Chair is mainly to help educate students about the judicial and academic review processes and to oversee the judicial process along with the Dean of Student Staff. They also represent your interests as a student representative on the Committee for Academic Review. As Judicial and Academic Review Chair, I would host a number of events to help make these things more clear. Things like creating self-designed majors and planning to study abroad shouldn't be tricky. Ultimately, Scripps College is a product that you guys have all purchased. It's here to serve you, but it's also up to you to get as much out of it as possible. This includes voting for the best possible members to serve you on SAS. I could ramble on about personal qualifications and resume builders and fillers, or I could just let you know that I'll do my very best to make sure that you guys are getting the very best here. That is, if you vote for me, Melissa Keckley, for Judicial and Academic Review Chair.
Sarah?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. My name is Sarah Kosner, and I'm a rising sophomore here at Scripps. I'm a politics and IR major with a minor in Russian and Eastern European studies. Like the predecessors, I'm running for JARC. I know that JARC is a somewhat confusing position. It's not widely talked about, and I want to change that. As JARC, I would hold information sessions. I would make sure that everyone knows what JARC is and what the peer advocates are and how they can work for you. I would hold sessions in the beginning of the semesters so that first years, sophomores, juniors, and seniors know what they need to do, how to fill out petitions, how to plan for study abroad. Because I know as a first year, that's really confusing, especially if you're a first-gen student who hasn't been exposed to these things and hasn't had it talked about. So I know that I can do this because I have been on peer advocates. I have been a Route SAS senator for the past year, and I know that all of you want more, and I feel that I can give it to you. So thank you, and have a good evening. And remember, vote for Crosby.
Sophomore, and I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I'm thinking about majoring in sociology with a concentration or focus on education. So to talk a little bit more about what I've done here at Scripps so far, I can say that working at SCORE, Scripps Communities of Resources and Empowerment, has been probably the most enriching experience I've had at school so far. And although I haven't really participated in SAS as formally as my predecessors have, I know that my experience interning at SCORE can definitely has given me the skills that I need to be a successful Judicial and Academic Review Board chair. Some of those things involve developing curriculum for a leadership class at Montclair High School and teaching that curriculum, which is similar to the kinds of training and guiding I would be doing for peer advocates. And I've also had a lot of programming experience, which I've done both collaboratively and independently. And outreach I've done to advertise for these programs has also taught me how to effectively communicate important information to the rest of the campus, which is similar to communicating information like changes in academic policies or judicial procedures. And lastly, my work with SCORE has closely connected me to the different courts on campus, and I think that this past semester especially, we've noticed that the SCORE courts in particular, their voices need to be represented by SAS. I think that both Scripps and SAS are beginning to undergo a major overhaul, especially this past semester, and I deeply respect SAS's efforts to remedy structural problems and improve communication and transparency with students this semester.
5 seconds.
Being a first year and having seen the events that incited so much student action, I want to make sure that that action and those events that happened this past semester will not be forgotten in years to come. And I can promise you that I will make sure they're not forgotten after I graduate and after the class of 2017 leaves.
So our next position is the Student Activities Chair. The purpose of the Student Activities Chair is to establish a healthy social environment on the Scripps and 5C campuses and to update the student body about social events and to keep morale high on campus.
Round 2, let's go. All right. Hi everyone, my name is Tori and I'm running for the Student Activities Chair position on SAS. I want to be SAC for 3 main reasons. The first reason is that I love SAS. After hearing the variety of topics discussed at the Be Heard forums, attending the programming put on by different SAS members, and sitting on the programming board as a SAS RA rep, I've seen all that we are capable of accomplishing and some areas where we could improve. I really want to see these improvements come to fruition and help that happen. I believe that SAS can and will continue to do better as an organization that is supposed to be serving all students. As SAC, I will continue to have office hours and make myself available to students who not only have questions about planning events or finding funding, but also about any topic or issue that SAS can work on. Second, the SAC role is a job that aligns really well with my passion and experience in event planning and leading a variety of teams. In every role I've had on campus, those include RA, Wanawake VP, A team member, and an NSP team leader. Event planning has been an integral component along with leading and providing support for a group of people. I've planned many different events ranging from a DIY ice cream cookie sandwich social as an A team member to an alcohol awareness carnival as an RA that I did last semester. I want to use those ideas and new ones to support the programming board in creating innovative and successful events. Another goal is to continue strengthening the relationship between the programming board and the executive board. I think SAS Buddies has been a great idea, and I'd like to look into ways to make it more effective in our work as SAS members. Francesca and Haley have done a great job putting on events this year that have better connected Scripps to other 5Cs, and I'd like to continue working with the new 5C events chair to think of fresh ways to continue their work. Finally, I care deeply about Scripps. I know this community as a whole can do a better job of serving all students' needs, and I not only want to work with different students and student leaders to continue the dialogue with the administration, but to also continue pushing for action-oriented goals. We've made some great progress this semester, but we must continue to question, to educate, and to make all voices heard. Thank you, and I hope you'll vote for me as your SAC.